pissing the night away.
I get knocked
Down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Dude, that's like a British bro. He's like, hey, mate. They fucking downed a pint, you know?
I love that
They like
song.
to fight in the pub.
That song's really good.
The song fucking just gets you fucking amped up, makes you kind of want to slap your girl a little bit in the face. It's a domestic dispute track. Jock Jams. We're talking about Jock Jams, y'all.
That's one of my favorite songs ever. I DJ that song. When the crowd's really lit, I'll throw that out. I'll throw that out there.
Oh, what did I make us walk out to when we did it?
The Phoenix Suns song. What is that?
No, Sandstorm by Darude.
Yeah, but that was the Phoenix Suns intro song, right?
No, I think it's similar, but I don't think it's the same.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what the Suns.
No,
Right.
I think they walked out to like, what was it? Fucking Gary Glitter.
Yeah.
Why do I think it's the Suns?
That's the Chicago Bulls.
Suns had some like, Chicago Bulls was ding 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 ding
Okay.
ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Bangers.
Okay. Yeah.
Imagine being like one of those guys in the 80s and you're just on so much blow and he's like, hey, Michael Jordan needs a new soundtrack. And you're like, I got it. It's like,
You've been up for 4 days.
I need $20,000 and $5,000 of that is going directly into my cocaine fund.
You'll have it tomorrow.
You'll have it tomorrow. And there's no Pro Tools and you're just in a studio and your girlfriend can't call you because there's no cell phone. So you know what's going down.
It would have been so
nuts.
crazy to be alive making music when electronic music started in the 80s, or like when it started getting really popular, because that was a whole new world.
Dude,
like hearing snare drums like that and hearing kick drums like that and hearing like sequence drums.
they were like inventing instruments and drugs at the same time.
Yeah.
And it just worked.
It just worked.
Dude, like old like secret raves. You know, there was a while where, because like ecstasy was invented by psychiatrists to help with like, I believe it was to help with like couples therapy or something. But they noticed that people were like more open to talking and stuff when they're on it. And so the therapist would take ecstasy and the people would take ecstasy and they were like, oh, we like all get on the same page. We all understand what they're thinking. And so it was legal for them. Like these clubs started popping up and everybody started taking ecstasy because it was like this new chemical that wasn't illegal yet. And then like that's where like the birth of like the rave scene was from.
Yeah.
It was like illegal parties. Once they made it illegal, everybody still wanted the pills. So
80s music is crazy.
dude, 80s, well, that's like
80s music is nuts.
it sucks, honestly.
So
it's so bad.
So much of it is so bad. And what's funny is that like especially like hipster kids that like think some of that shit is good. It's so bad, that they latch onto it because they think it makes you cool if you like it.
I mean, there was like,
but there's some of it that's like, dude, no one likes this.
No, but part of it is kind of cool. Like I get it.
I know, me too. I get it
like,
too.
But like all those synths, like, cause I'm really into synthesizers, you know, talk about it all the time. But
dude, you only have 2 synths.
I got 3, but that's all right.
But that's not a lot.
That's not a lot.
Most synth, like if you were actually a synth nerd, you'd have at least like 20.
Yeah,
you need to get more synths if you're gonna.
Well,
call
I was like
yourself
looking
a
at like
synth
these
nerd.
old ones, like the DX7s and stuff like that, where they're cool, but there's like 3 usable patches on them that like you would actually make music with, and those are like the famous ones that everybody gets them for.
Yeah.
Everything else is like dog shit. It's like,
well, they started using synths in the 70s, right? Or was it earlier? Was
I don't
it the
know.
60s? Because
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
60s. Yeah.
Yeah, because Zeppelin has. I mean, Zeppelin has synths on their records and shit.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up because I know when like Herbie Hancock was one of the like pioneers. Like he was when he did Rocket. It was the first song that I found. Rocket. Oh, don't play. This song came out.
Rush.
Oh, he's going on tour.
Rush had
lots of synths.
Rush had a lot of synths, bro. Doesn't what's his name from Rush like use modular synths on stage?
Getty.
Oh yeah, Getty.
Doesn't he?
Does he?
I feel like I've seen
think
Rush
so.
videos where they're like fucking with synths on stage.
Well, he's playing
that's
bass
so, like,
at the same
dumb.
time. He's crazy.
What?
Dude.
Like modular synths on stage is really dumb. Like,
dude, it's
James
so
Blake
cool looking.
Does
though.
it? It looks really dope. But I kind of don't believe that they actually. Just the amount of time it would take to like set that up every day for one sound. You can't change the sound.
Yeah.
So it's like James Blake has them up on stage, and I like wonder how much they actually use that, or if it's just like it adds a lot to how it looks. And they're cool, but
it
it's
looks like you're in
the ass. Like it's not practical.
Modular synths to me look like a science project. It looks like it feels like you're walking into this laboratory where anything could happen.
I know. I really want to be one of those guys with just like the wall of synths, but then also I can't pick like the two most expensive hobbies in the world of fly fishing and modular synths.
We should throw up a picture on the screen of what a modular synth looks like.
Boom. It's the wall. It looks
it's
like
right here.
Yeah, it's like in those movies like Space Odyssey, like 2001 Space Odyssey. Like all the walls where there's just like controls. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And it actually makes more sense than the way that synths are now, because now it's all digitally wired. If you look at a modular synth and you kind of know what's going on, you can kind of follow each link, and it's like visually showing you what's happening to the sound.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense, even though it looks way more confusing. Obviously, if you go up to a wall that's been patched for like a year, and like some people spend forever just making like a sound, you know?
I've been thinking about buying one of those Roland TR-808s, the like the newer ones.
Oh yeah.
Like the drum machines. Just because I feel like it would be really fun to have one of those in the studio to like sequence drums with.
Yeah. The Teenage Engineering is doing some really cool stuff too, where like they have a new they have these pocket operators. They're like little chips, and they're like $60 and you can make like beats out of it. And they just made like a really big one that's like sort of like the Digitact drum pad kind of thing, but it's a sampler on it. It's like a lot more power than the little ones, but
it's dope.
Yeah, they're cool. There's a bunch of cool stuff. I like sometimes I'll just troll through like Kickstarter and try to see like what people are trying to come up with on synthesizers and instruments.
There is something like it is true that it's not about the gear that you have that makes you creative. Like you don't need tons of expensive gear. You don't need tons of different stuff nowadays to make music. I mean, nowadays to make music, all you really need is like a MIDI controller and a laptop. If that, you don't even need a MIDI controller.
And if you're Chumbawamba, you don't need much at all.
So, yeah, if you're Chumbawamba, you just need a lot of testosterone.
Yeah, you need like
a
shitload of energy drinks.
Yeah, but I will say, the feeling that you get when you buy a new instrument and like you dive into it, it's very inspiring. Like I remember when I got that Ableton Push, and I still use it today. It's like a part of my workflow and like how I produce. And even like yesterday, I was chopping some vocals with the Push, and I don't know. It's just really interesting. Like when you get a new drum kit, or you get that new guitar, or you get like a new synth, it does provide this like new inspiration and like outlet for you to like just be creative.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, like, you don't need it obviously, but it pushes you because you're like exciting. You know, you're excited about it. So like when I got the Moog Matriarch, which is semi-modular. It's like a big synth and has all these cables on the top that you do. And there's no memory on it, so you can't save any patches. So it's not like for live. It's
There's
just
something exciting about that
studio.
too. It's like you wipe the slate clean every time you start. So
anytime I'm in the studio with somebody and I'm like trying to come up with, you know, a sound, like that sound only exists in that moment. Like nobody's ever going to be able to recreate it exactly the same I did. You can get close to the point where nobody's going to notice, but that sound is just exactly for that song.
I think that's what's also exciting about live drums versus programmed drums sometimes is that you just feel the human aspect of a live drummer.
Yeah. Oh, and also there's so much
the programmed drums.
There's so much new to learn about it, so it's exciting, and you're doing all these things and you're making a lot of mistakes, and I learn a lot by, mistakes. So as I'm patching something, if something goes weird and it starts looping in a weird way, I'm gonna go, oh, that's kind of cool, and I'll record it, and then I'll have that like little sample of some weird sound that I can never get again, and nobody else is ever gonna have that sound the way that I have that sound. You know? And it's all by mistake, and so that ends up being more inspiring. Like I remember just when I first got it, me and you would be in the studio with like, Blue or Mouse Pal or whoever. Like you had it was just like a new thing in I felt like it changed the way that I wrote songs, because it's like I could come up with these cool new sounds that were all new to me, and it's all exciting, and it just kind of brought more out of me than I would have if I just went on Serum and decided to make my own sounds.
Yeah, it's
on
like
there,
new
you know?
inspiration.
Because it's hands-on and it's fun.
Yeah, for sure. I rocked a 13-hour session all day yesterday with Greaves and Mouse Pal. Greaves flew in for a couple days, and we're finishing up their project. It's called Why Not 2. It was really cool to spend the day with Greaves in the studio because I've met Greaves before and hung out with him, but he's a cool dude, man. He works super hard. And
there's a modular.
Oh, there we go.
That guy's fucking.
So
tough.
Greaves told me he's got about 10 synths at his place.
He's lying. He's probably got 2.
And he's like, I don't know. I don't think that's a lot. He's like, I have homies that have like
no, yeah. If you're
50 to 100
synths,
synths.
yeah.
Like Luke Burba. Luke
friend,
Burba's
yeah.
got like probably 30 or something. I don't know. I feel like the last time I saw a picture of his studio, it was like out of control. There was a fuck ton of synths.
Yeah, there's so many. I wish I was, when we were at their studio writing, I wish I knew anything about synths while I was there.
Yeah.
You know?
On the new Greaves and Mouse project, they had a dude scratch the vocals and send the vocals back to us.
Yeah.
It's really sick.
That's dope.
To hear like vocals like actually scratched by a real DJ.
There's something about it.
Dude, it's a super hip hop song too, because it's got this like West Coast kind of Dre bounce. And,
if you like listen to old music, I don't know, like even like Incubus and like old Sublime and stuff, and you just hear that, like I love that sound. I think that's gonna come back in a big way.
I didn't know Greaves was such a dope producer. He makes sick beats.
Really?
Like, yeah, dude, his bass lines and his synth parts, and like he makes like soulful kind of hip hop shit. He's very dope.
Nice.
Yeah. It's turning out really cool. So
hell yeah.
Yeah. What else?
I've been I don't know. Oh, I'll do a little update on my armpits. I think everybody's dying to know. They're aching to know, you know, hurting.
How are they doing?
I had to go 5 days without deodorant, and that's about the maximum you're legally allowed to go without wearing deodorant.
You went 5 days?
Yeah, it was a long time. And I was like, work out for an hour, go fishing for 4 hours, and I'd come home and be like, bro, I couldn't even sleep next to myself, you know?
Yeah.
It was bad. So, but it's getting better. It turns out if you stop putting the thing that's making your armpits bleed on your armpits, then they stop.
Were you using like bad deodorant?
Native.
Yeah, I don't think that stuff's good.
Native's fucking natural, baby.
They sell that shit at Target. It can't
Well,
be
I tried
that good.
your Everyman Jack, and that shit, the smell lasts a minute and a half.
Oh, you didn't? It didn't work for you?
Don't like it. No,
it works
it's
for
not
me.
working. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure it out, but it's getting better. Nipples cured. Fucking pits are on the up.
That's good news.
I've got the worst acid reflux ever today.
That's probably because of the nicotine.
I haven't had any yet today. I bought some.
I don't believe you.
I had one as soon as I woke up, and I haven't had any.
I haven't had any today.
I haven't had any since fucking 5:30 this morning.
Yeah.
I don't have one in. No, yeah, I don't know. I think I just had too much.
I will say, dude, it's been very nice to be off of the gram, off of social media.
Yeah.
For me, it has been. I've been like thoroughly enjoying it. I think it dramatically makes my life better.
Yeah,
I hate that. That's true. But it's been like 2 weeks since I've had it off. I've had it off my phone for like 2 weeks. And I feel so much more focused. I feel so much more like in real life.
Yeah.
Doing what I'm doing. I'm like on a really good grind of like going to the gym, putting in the work at the studio, doing all the things that I need to do. Instead of like looking at fucking Instagram in the morning when I wake up, I've been reading. Like just, I don't know. For me, it's been very nice. It's been nice for it to have an excuse of like, cause since Katastro's taken a break from like doing anything online.
Yeah. It makes you realize how much, because I still have it. Obviously, I post all the Kamp podcast stuff, and but it makes you realize just how much you're.
It's a fucking waste of time.
Yeah,
it's an absolute time suck. That's definitely not making your life better, unless.
I mean,
I don't know. Like,
I don't think of it as it's like it depends on how you use it.
Dude,
obviously, it's necessary.
Yeah, I know how much time we all usually spend on social media.
Yeah,
it's not. There's no that's good.
But I mean, like, if you're a band and you need to be on social media and you have to do that stuff, you know.
Oh yeah. I'm not talking about output. I'm talking about doom scrolling.
Yeah. No, you don't even
that's
realize
not
it.
good. Like,
I've watched like 20 Brazilians die this morning on as soon as I woke up.
Yeah, that's not a good way to start the day.
I feel pretty good today, honestly, except for the acid reflux.
I think that's what's giving you acid reflux.
Yeah, I don't know. I had too much garlic.
No, I think there's ways of balancing it though. Like I think when I get back on, I want to figure out a way to like seriously limit like what I'm doing on there and just focusing on like output.
I started reading an acoustic book. I've got the real book in my hands.
A what?
Acoustic. It's not.
You got an analog?
E-books. I always do ebooks.
You got an analog book?
Yeah, I got an analog book.
It's so much better than
I suck at reading.
E-books?
It made me realize I fucking
Really?
I just haven't done it in forever. I always do audiobooks.
Yeah.
And I'll get through a whole page and I'm just like, holy shit.
You don't know
I'll
what
be
you listen
reading
to?
it. No, when I listen, I retain better information when I listen.
Yeah.
When I'm reading it, I'll have a full other. I'll be reading and then also thinking about something completely different at the same time, which I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, I do that too sometimes.
just like,
and then you have to read the whole, but sometimes you
back.
go like 2 pages and you're like, I wasn't paying attention to anything I was just reading.
Last night I did the same page like 5 times in a row. I was like, oh, wait, I forgot about that.
I wonder what is happening in the brain when that happens, because that is weird that you can actively be reading words, but completely thinking about something.
I mean, it's the same way,
absolutely
probably
different.
like the same like hypnotic subconscious thing of when you're driving and then you're like, oh shit, I've been driving for 20 minutes and I don't remember anything. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I took like 5 turns and
It's just like
I've just been thinking about something else. I wish I could just snap that on because I fucking hate traffic.
I'm reading this book by Ryan Holiday right now, and there's this chapter where he talked about Beethoven, and Beethoven.
Who's Ryan Holiday?
He's a writer that writes a bunch of books about Stoicism. He's like written books about Marcus Aurelius, and he writes books about the book I'm reading right now is about like discipline. It's called Discipline is Destiny. He's cool. He writes a lot of cool books, and he wrote like Ego is the Enemy, and he wrote Obstacles the Way. He basically studies like he's like super into the Stoics and tries to like kind of gather a lot of that information and like put it out in a different way so people can like better understand it, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what a Stoic is, but
Stoicism is like Marcus Aurelius was Roman or Greek emperor.
I can't remember.
Was it?
I'll look it up.
I should know
Roman?
that. Yeah. He was one of the most powerful emperors in the world. And his book, Meditations, was a diary entry basically that no one was ever supposed to find. Yeah. Marcus
I've
Aurelius.
seen that dude's face.
Marcus Aurelius.
Recognize him.
Dude, I really want to give you, I should let you read it. It's so interesting. So 2,000 years ago, this dude kept his diary, like journal entries.
Mm-hmm.
When he died, they found them. And it was like basically an epic book of just like his beliefs on like self-discipline and why you should be able to, control yourself and not give in to all of life's pleasures, because it will actually like have the reverse effect on your life essentially. And you'll become a slave to the things you're pleasured by versus having like enough self-discipline to like, power through that stuff. Anyways, yeah, what was I talking about? Ryan Holiday.
Stoicism.
Yeah.
Stoicism.
Ryan Holiday.
Philosophy.
Oh, Beethoven. This is really
Beethoven.
interesting.
The dog?
Beethoven used to do this thing where if he was talking with a group of friends, like say he was at a party or something,
he got struck.
If he got struck by inspiration or had like a creative idea, he would literally just stop talking in mid-conversation and like turn away and like sometimes just walk away and like
autism.
Completely.
Dude, totally.
Bro, he'd completely follow that, and his like he would tell people that were close to him like, "Hey, I have to do this."
Yeah.
Because he truly believed that whenever the muse came and he was struck with that creative like inspiration, that he had to fully follow that. And he would just drop everything in his life when that moment came, and he'd follow it, and he'd see where it went.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting. Cause like, can you imagine you're just talking to someone, and then they're like, "Oh, sorry, I'm an artist." Stop talking about you. Stop talking to you. And
that would be
go deep into a rabbit hole.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
this guy's fucking crazy.
I can't stand this guy.
No, this guy sucks. Like, oh, Stacy's bringing her fucking boyfriend Beethoven over, and Beethoven's just.
So when he started going deaf. all of his friends just thought that he wasn't listening to them and doing that thing.
Yeah.
But really, he was just losing his hearing.
Dude, that's that's just autism. That's fine.
Yeah. I don't know.
He wrote some pretty
I thought that was
bangers.
pretty interesting, though.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the idea of like somebody bringing him as their guest and everybody's like, God fucking damn it. Stacy's bringing her boyfriend Beethoven again.
Yeah.
Like that guy that just fucking, they'll be in the middle of a conversation and somebody's like, says one word and he's like, runs out the room.
Just runs to a piano.
Yeah, it's so dramatic. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. It's like, I'm reading a book called The Wager right now. It's great. It's really good. I was up all night studying scurvy, actually. It's
scurvy sucks,
dude. It's crazy. Yeah, it's a book. I forget what year it's supposed to be. I think it was in the 1700s. It's a true story though, about the British Army, and they were going to try to get the Spain had like all these boats going out, and they had all of their like gold and stuff, and they would go across the world with these boats. And so Britain was trying to go steal it and like hurt Spain and take over. So they set all these boats up to go out, and the boats are completely fucked. Like there's 5 warships and then 2 other ones that are carrying like supplies and stuff, and they have to go through one of the most dangerous stretches of the water like of all time. And it just kind of talks about like people that would be sailing for 3 or 4 months at a time, and they're going after this gold, and they're promised that if they actually like get the if they get the boat, they all get to kind of split the earnings from the gold, because then they kind of are winning against Spain. And then they get shipwrecked, but they like detail it's done by the same guy that wrote Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, cool.
So his like research is fucking insane, and so it reads like a movie, but it's all from various like ledgers of these kids on this boat, and just talks about like this the most brutal fucking storm, and they all start getting sick, and they have no idea what's causing it. And like they had just stopped on this island where I'm at right now. They had just stopped on an island before they go on this like super dangerous part to get supplies, and they just got like rum and, you know, random shit, and they go on, they do like the dangerous part, and, you know, one boat had 500 people on it and 200 people died like within a week of scurvy. They all just start getting sick, and it's like people's teeth start falling out and their skin turns black.
That's so
and they're
fucking
like
gnarly.
Old like wounds that one of them got in war 40 years beforehand just opened up again, because all your collagen goes away. And the cure to scurvy is just vitamin C, but they never sent them with any like limes or citrus or anything like that, or vegetables. And they didn't know what it was, so they just thought it was a plague, that they thought the earth was good for you. So they would get them they would try to bury them in dirt and see like if like on the boat they would have a big thing of dirt and try to get people in the dirt and think that like there's something in earth that like you needed to survive, because it was killing everybody in the water. And so they're going, and it's this crazy fucking storm. All their people are like half dead. These kids are like 17 years old, running up like 100-foot mass, holding on to just rope, and it's like ice, blah blah blah. And so they just got shipwrecked, and they're like out stuck in Patagonia, and there's no food anywhere, and they're all going fucking nuts because they're literally going crazy from not having nutrients and also not eating anything.
And
can
you imagine
being on a
stuck
ship
on a
for like
boat, dude?
Dude, I cannot fucking imagine. The story is nuts. Like, I'll let you borrow it. Give me one of your books and I'll let you borrow this one.
I'm
it's
super
so
down. History is very interesting.
I used to fucking hate it. The older I get, the more I'm like really into it.
It's so fucking crazy what human beings had to do so that we could even be like sitting here today. Like the amount of, like, how crazy is that people would just get on a fucking ship and be like, let's go.
5 months.
Hopefully this works out.
And everybody's dying.
But not know where they're going. Like, just the idea of America, like, dude, European settlers just mobbing in on ships and then just fucking shit up.
They're going, yeah, we're in India. You're like,
bro, it's such a crazy story.
No, that's New York, baby.
Yeah.
You're not in India.
I really want to read more about like the Comanches.
Oh, I got some good books.
Empire of the Summer Moon.
That one's great.
I need to read that one again, and then because I feel like I listened to the audiobook of that one.
Did you read Killers of the Flower Moon?
No, I haven't. Not
It's
yet.
one of the coolest stories.
I want
It's
to.
really nuts. I just got Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, so I'm gonna read that next.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, The Wager, I'm full in. I'm an old sea dog right now at night. I'll lay in bed and I'm just an old.
You're pretending like you're
dude.
pretending like you're an insane storm.
I get stuck like it really like the first like few pages because I hadn't like physically read a fucking book in so long. I was like, oh my god, dude, I don't know if I can do this. But now that I'm in, it's like I'm in. I get through it and you just kind of breeze past it.
That is something cool about getting sucked into a book is that you do start entering that world. Yeah. And once you're in, it's like,
dude, I'm hanging on to the fucking icy things and covered up in tar, and you're just listening to these is all true stories, and these people are just fucking insane. They had like surgeons come on, and the surgeon's like, dude, I don't know why all these people are just like literally turning black. Like their eyes would turn bloodshot red, their skin would turn black, their teeth would fall out, and they'd just start bleeding out of their noses and shit. Like,
yeah, and you gotta think like that.
That's gotta be so scary looking.
That long ago too, people probably just thought like, holy shit, this is like a demonic plague.
Yeah,
this is like the devil just coming in and like.
One of the guys was like, I think he thought he knew the cure, so he give people these pills, and they're already like terribly fucking sick, like they're dying, you know. Yeah. And he'd give them these pills, and it was like fucking arsenic and like heavy metals, and they would just like immediately would just start throwing up and shitting themselves. He's like, you're purging yourself of your sickness. Yeah. It's like, no, dude, now you just have diarrhea.
But they didn't know. It's like,
but like imagine back then, like you would literally just die if you had diarrhea. Like I would have died at like.
That's why it's called diarrhea.
Diarrhea. That's true. It's fucking. That's pretty.
I had
nuts.
no idea that's why it's called diarrhea. Yeah.
But could you imagine just like you're 18 and you've never had a stomach ache like that before?
You're 18.
You just start feeling something. You're like, oh. Like, fuck.
This is it.
This is it. Yeah, the flour is spoiled.
Like you're 18 and you had a bad dose of Johnny Rockets, and next thing you know, diarrhea, baby,
and their whole family's dead. Everybody you know and love.
Seriously though, like how crazy is it that European settlers mobbed in on this ship, and you just show up and you walk into a forest, and all of a sudden you're getting a bow and arrow straight into the skull.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what's going on. But even think about, on the other side, think about how terrifying it would be to live your whole existence. Say you're our age, say you're 34 years old, you're just in the forest with your family, living off the land, minding your own fucking business, living your good life the way you always have. You provide for yourself, you provide for your family, you don't rely on anyone else but the land, the animals. And all of a sudden, a fucking massive wooden ship just starts coming through the water. Like, and you've never seen that. You've never seen that in a book. You've never seen that online because you're not rocking Instagram, bro. You're rocking bows
you're
and
off
arrows.
the grid.
You're off the grid,
You're taking a self-help break.
And all of a sudden, like, dude, imagine how fucking crazy and terrifying that would be. And you see all these dudes just start jumping off this ship. Yeah. And with guns. You don't even know what a gun is. It's this big metal thing. That's just...
They just killed them right away. Like, all those people... I mean, that still happens. There's uncontacted tribes, and as soon as they see somebody... They kill them and they, like, bury them. Because if...
Paul Rosalie, do you know who that guy is?
I don't know. I might have seen a video.
He's like a fucking... He does a ton of work in the rainforest. He talked about this. I think I talked about this on the podcast. Scary. But people he knew were on a boat going down the river, and they accidentally contacted a uncontacted tribe, and they just murdered the dude immediately, and they ripped him open. They gutted his chest, and pulled out all of his organs, and then they found him on the beach, or like on the side of the water, just gutted. Like,
well,
fish.
It's like, dude, even like if I walked up to them, they would all get sick and all die because of like just germs that are on me. I'm so germy right now. Yeah. But yeah, it's they kind of have to. There's a horror movie called Cannibal Holocaust.
You don't really have a choice if you're living, like, if you've never seen outsiders and your job is to protect your family, they're going to treat outsiders like they would a bear or any other animal. And especially if you see a person that has different color skin than you, and you've never seen a person with different color skin than you.
There's that David Cho interview where he talks about being in some tribe and the people converse with each other through like monkey noises.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking crazy.
Well, and then like, all these different tribes. Yeah. That was one thing about like
that might have been on like a Joe Rogan or something.
What?
I just saw a clip of David Cho talking about the like being in, because he, you know who that is? He's the artist. Yeah. So yeah, he was like with some tribe, and they started speaking to each other in a fucking like literal like monkey noises, like that was their language.
Yeah.
And he was just like terrified.
That's crazy.
That'd be so scary.
Well, and then all these different tribes too that live in the same area all have different languages, so none of them can even talk to each other.
Dude, I don't like talking to like a 16-year-old kid, and if he's speaking a different language, I get scared.
When he's speaking like TikTok, TikTok language.
There's like if I'm like walking the canal and like a 16-year-old walks up to me, I'm like, oh, this could be the end of my life. They don't care.
Yeah,
they don't care. Imagine a 16-year-old that's like middle-aged in those villages for sure.
We literally have no idea. We can't even comprehend how easy our lives are.
Yeah.
Compared to how it used to be. Like that's just so crazy, bro.
Yeah, I love this book. I want more people to give me. I only really listen to like nonfiction. I've been really into like weird history stories. So
yeah,
like imagine Rex. Let me know.
Imagine like, Native American from a couple 100 years ago that's completely uncontacted gets in a time machine and just gets dropped off at let's see. A Buc-ee's. That would be wild.
You'd be like,
there's like, what's going on here? There's just food everywhere.
It's like the fattest people he's ever seen times like 7. He's like, it's like 7 of my aunt.
Holy shit, dude. I wonder what it's going to be like. Like, what's going to be super, super crazy and fascinating to us if we were to hop in a time machine right now? Into 200 years in the future. What do you think it's
going to be toast, dude. There's no 200 years into the future.
You think it's toast?
I don't know. I don't think it's toast, but it's got to be close to toast. It's got to be fucking bad. I don't think it gets better with the way things are like going. Not to be all fucking gloomy, but
what do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. I think like something big has to happen with the way like technology is going. It's so advanced, and it could either be the best thing in the world for us or the worst, but nobody's on the same page about anything. Like there's no way that 100 years from now, it's just everybody just agrees with things all of a sudden and make the world a better place, It's
going to be a challenging future for sure.
Yeah. Luckily we don't live.
I imagine raising kids right now too. Like with technology and stuff, there is an element of like dealing with the social media stuff as a kid. There is like more pressure on kids today socially with that shit than ever before.
I mean, we didn't
have to deal with social media when we were
I had to deal
teenagers.
With fucking E-Bombs World and trying to see a titty on my parents' computer. It was Newgrounds video games.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, dude, it's crazy, bro.
It's nuts. But yeah, no, give me recommendations for books. I
will. There's this book. I don't even know what this book is called, but I do think this is a very fascinating thing, that the idea that we have been destroyed many times over and civilization had to restart over and over again. And like people believing that's kind of what happened with the Egyptians.
Yeah, that will probably happen 200 years from now. Maybe 300, maybe 400. I could see that.
Or in a few years.
Go back and start over. It could be tomorrow. So you know what? I'm just gonna.
I hope not.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
I'd love for the new Katastro album to make it out.
It's true.
Make it out alive.
But if it doesn't, because the world ends, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
How long have we been doing this, Stevie?
About 30 minutes.
Are we going to end on a super pessimistic downer?
No, let's
fucking Ryan says he has no faith in humanity. Let's end it there.
Well, you think you see like really bright skies ahead for 200 years from now?
No. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I hope so.
I hope so too. It's really hard to know, like I think there's like possibilities with like technology to like help, but there's some really dark shit going on right now that's going to make that really tough.
Yeah. No,
because
absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know, man. It was super easy to see this with like the pandemic stuff, but it's like money is the top priority for these like massive organizations and the government too. So it's like, as long as that is the driving force for people, it's going to be really hard to get everyone on the same page.
Yeah, I don't see that stopping in the next couple 100 years.
I wish everyone. It would be smart if everyone said, "Hey, let's like slow down a little bit here." Like the AI stuff freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah,
because from everyone that I like have heard talk about this, that seems like they somewhat know what the fuck they're saying. Is that so many jobs are going to be taken out?
Yeah, so like that's what it's like if people lose their jobs to that, then there's gonna have to be some sort of universal income because
the moment that happens, the government has complete control over you. The moment you're relying off of the government for money, and the government is truly mommy and daddy, they have you by the balls, and then that's like. I don't know. But
I think it would be like there would be a basic income where you could at least survive off of. And then if you want to start a business that people love and do whatever you want, then you can still do all that to make your own extra money. You know?
Yeah. I mean, think about like if all truck drivers, all, grocery store workers, all gas station employees.
They have to just go home and crank their hog at home. They can't do it on the road anymore.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, we ended up in a weird spot, but
why? We're talking about fun books. I have scurvy. I was reading the book. I was like, people are getting scurvy still to this day.
Yeah,
can you believe that?
That is crazy.
Have a margarita, that'll get rid of your scurvy. Like live a little. You don't have you're so far away from any fruit or vegetable. Do you think that could happen to people on like?
How does scurvy start? Is just like some bacteria?
No vitamin C. You have no vitamin C in your body. So that's how it happens.
I took vitamin C this morning.
I haven't taken it in a while.
Do you take supplements? Do you take vitamins?
No, I'm off all subs. I'm not on tea anymore. It's hard to tell, but I'm not on tea.
You don't take any supplements? Do you take like greens or anything like that?
I don't take any supplements at all. I take protein powder and BCAAs. That's it. And then
I take vitamin D, vitamin C.
I'm out in that sun a lot.
I take fish oil. What else?
I don't know. I don't. I should.
Shout out L-theanine, dude. I've been on that for years with coffee. Balances you out.
For real?
Yeah.
Coffee does not balance me out.
L-theanine's good for anxiety. Jitters.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I've been doing this awesome thing where I wake up, drink a ton of coffee, work out, drink a lot more coffee, and then freak out, and then go walk and fish the canals for like 4 hours, and I don't eat until like 2 or 3, and then I'm just like, I feel fucking awful, and I've walked like 8 miles that day already, and I've eaten nothing, and then I go home and I lay down.
Wow.
Do like work.
Sounds like a relaxing day.
It's a lot of. I've been getting my steps in, baby. I've been getting those fucking steps in. I need some Skechers. I've been fucking.
Oh. Dude, this is interesting. I listened to a little bit of a podcast the other day with the owner of Whoopstrap. I've never used one of those. Have you?
No.
I think Tanner used one once. Whoopstrap is one of those things that tracks all of your vitals. How much, how fast your body's recovering. But basically, over the last like couple of years, they've collected data from fucking hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
And the owner of the company, she said that the one leading, like the one biggest factor to how long you live, or like just your overall, I guess, quality of your life, is like adapting a normal wake and sleep cycle and going to bed at the same time every night and waking at the same time every morning. Being on that schedule is how you can like very quickly recover, especially if you're like working out or for mental clarity and all that kind of stuff. And they said they all the like high level athletes that they ran these tests on, even if they were like 10 to 15 minutes off of their normal schedule, it would like dramatically decrease their just all their vitals the next day.
I wanted to get one of those Whoop. I just don't like.
I thought to myself though, that's the complete opposite of what touring is like.
Oh yeah.
And like when I'm at home, like since we haven't been touring, I've been able to be on a pretty consistent sleep schedule to where like I'm pretty much always going to sleep at the same time every night and waking at the same time every morning. Except it does get thrown off sometimes because if I have to be at the studio really late one night, like last night I was at the studio till like 11:30. So this morning it got fucked up last night, but I thought about it and I was like, I feel so much better when I'm on a normal sleep schedule. Like I can tell a massive
not sleeping
difference.
fucks me up more than like drinking too much or eating shitty food.
She also talked about alcohol
worse.
too, and she talked about how insanely bad alcohol is for your sleep. And
I bet,
it like you don't actually go into REM sleep. So like, even having like 2 drinks a week like dramatically decreases people's stats from people that are just cutting it out.
All it takes
completely.
is 2 ICBs to not sleep good. A week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been liking my schedule. I've been
time do you wake up?
5:30.
Yeah. I've been waking up at like 5 or 5:30.
Just whenever my
it's great.
My dog jumps on my head.
It's great getting up really early in the morning. I enjoy waking up very early.
Yeah, I like it because everybody's asleep and I just kind of like have some time to do what I want. I drink some coffee, watch people die online, go. I'll work out. I've been like back on my grind of working out and then fishing, but like walking, I've been walking like 7 to 8 miles when I go fish too now. So I'm like trying to like up how far I'm going. And so it's turning into this good, 1 hour of actually lifting weights and then a few hours of like light cardio or like, just walking for 3 or 4 hours a day. And then it's been a good way to start my days. I really like it.
Yeah.
My anxiety is like way down. And
it's so linked to, I feel like, exercise.
I think I've always been like one of those high energy people that have never done anything with it, and it's turned into anxiety, and I just sit and like
I think everybody is, man.
Enough. Yeah, I think it's like
we're supposed to be moving around and doing stuff. Like we're supposed to be running through the forest with a bow and arrow, killing that deer.
Yeah,
and when we're not, we're just drinking coffee. And you got a part of you.
I'm gonna die. You're just laying in bed. You're like trying to sleep, and you're just thinking about everything. You're like, dude, I'm dying. Like at 11
dude,
p.m.
I feel so much better on the days that I exercise than the days that I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's just if I like. It also like beforehand, if anybody was ever like, "Hey, do you want to go walk this for 8 miles?" I'd be like, "You're out of your fucking mind." But I'm doing it like regularly. Every, at least 3 to 4 days a week and working out 5 days a week. I just feel so much better because I'm actually like getting into way better shape and feeling better. And it's kind of like, if I want to have a couple ICBs, ice cold brews with my boys, maybe I don't feel as guilty because it's like I'm burning fucking 1,500 calories a day of just working out and stuff. And it's kind of just like everything's kind of, I like it more. And then at night when I get home, when I start like working on my computer or whatever, I'm actually tired. And usually I'm just in this constant state of, if I'm not doing anything, I'm constantly tired but can't sleep kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, like my body's exhausted and I'm sore, but it's a good soreness. And I finish my online work and I'll watch TV or movie or something with my wife and then read about scurvy all night, baby. Salty sea dogs going. I'm trying to I always try to kickstart my dreams because I've been like dreaming again and I haven't.
Have you ever kept a dream journal?
Nah.
That's how you remember your dreams really well.
But I tried to like kick them off because if I don't, I'll just like start thinking about everything in my life. And so recently I've been like, I'm like, all right, right before I'm going to sleep is not the time to think about everything I need to do in my life. It's like I should be thinking that during the day while I'm doing other stuff, not the moment I lay down to rest. And then I start going, all right, you're on a ship and you're holding on to this icy cold thing. Just trying to kickstart myself into a nice little dream, a little fun adventure. And it hasn't been working, but one of these nights I will be on that. I'll be a salt dog through and through throughout the night. And I'll wake up.
It's coming.
It's coming. Maybe tonight. Who knows? One can wish.
All right, let's wrap this one up.
Ahoy. All right.
See you guys next week.
See y'all.